Forward, they cannot stop us now. Forward, they cannot stop us now. Only hope to contain us. Let them try and knock us down. Onward, they'll never stop us now. Solely hope to contain us. Let them try and knock us down. This is hallway memory flashback. We watch some sugar coat.
Everybody, it's Sam from Out of the Armchair podcast. Gonna do a quick live chat today about Baby It's Cold Outside. But before we get started, if you like what you see here today, go down to click that subscribe button on YouTube. Find us on Instagram at Out of the Armchair Podcast, all one word. And we're also on Twitter as @UpArmchair. Don't ask about that name. I tried to change it, it wouldn't let me. So there's that. So there's been a lot of controversy around the song "Baby It's Cold Outside" recently. People calling it misogynistic, like it's some white patriarchal sexist anthem, and I just don't see it that way. So let's do a little fact checking here. So the original "Baby It's Cold Outside," the original comes from a musical from 1949 called Neptune's Daughter. Okay. So as we talk about this, we got to think about what the times were back then, what the culture was, what was allowed, what was considered to be good etiquette, proper etiquette. So let's take a listen real quick to, what this song is actually saying. So let me get this all set up for you guys. I'm doing this live all by myself. My producer isn't here. By the way, tonight we'll be going live again on Facebook with Aaron Mishler. I think one of the things we're going to talk about is free speech. We might talk about this a little more tonight because I'm sure Calvin and Aaron have some thoughts on it as well. So make sure you tune in. I think we're going live right around 9 o'clock. Of course, we'll put up the warning first, so you have plenty of time to get there and check out what's going on. So here's the song. Let's listen to it for a minute.
It has definite possibilities. No. Before you drink, you must always say salud.
Salud.
You know,
Salud.
Salud.
You know, on second thought,
Yes?
I really can't
But
stay.
baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go
But
away.
baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has been
Hoping that you drop
so
in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands. They're just like
My
ice.
mother will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your
My
hurry?
father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace
So
roar.
really, I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't
Well,
hurry.
maybe just a half a drink more.
Put some records on while I pour.
The neighbors might
But
think.
baby, it's bad out there.
Say, what's in this
No
drink?
cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew how.
Your eyes are like stars
to
right now.
break this spell.
I'll take your hat. Your hair looks
I
swell.
ought to say no,
Mind
sir.
if I move in closer?
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my
I
pride?
really can't
Oh,
stay.
baby, don't hold out,
Ah,
baby.
but
It's cold outside.
outside.
Okay, let's stop it there just for a minute. Now, let me pull this up here because I really wanted to look at the lyrics. And I think I actually have them ready for you right here. So, a second here, we'll pull this up. Okay, so I'm gonna read just the females part of the song because the notion is that she's saying that she wants to leave and he's not letting her leave, right? This is supposed to be the message that they're finding behind this song suddenly. So her lyrics are, I really can't stay. I've got to go away. This evening has been so very nice. My mother will start to worry. My father will be pacing the floor. So really I'd better scurry, but maybe just a half a drink more. Okay, so right there she's saying that she actually wants to stay, right? Like she's having a good time and she's been obviously hanging out with this guy all night. I think it's after a Christmas party of some sort. So I mean, right there, she's saying that she really wants to stay. Um, the neighbors might think, say, what's in this drink? So this is another line that people are having a problem with is what's in this drink? Okay, I mean, she said she wanted another drink. And if you watch the video, I mean, the guy obviously doesn't slip a roofie or whatever the claim is into the drink. And I'm going to look up the facts on this, but it was told to me that in certain classes, back then in like the 30s and 40s, like when in the higher classes when they poured women's drinks, they tended to be a little lighter on the alcohol, for metabolism reasons or whatever it may have been. So I want to point that out for that line there. I wish I knew how to break this spell. So she's obviously has some feelings for this guy. She wants to break the spell that she's under, from his uh, charisma, I guess. Um, I ought to say no, 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 sir. At least I'm gonna say that I tried. That's a big line right there. So we have to look at the cultural context of the song. The position this woman is really in is she lives in a time where it is a foul etiquette to be unmarried and in a sexual position, in an intimate position with a guy. Uh, so it was really looked down upon back then. And so that's kind of what she's saying here. That I think when she says, at least I'm going to say that I tried, she's saying, I might just stay. And if I end up staying, at least when I go back to, out there and talk to my family or my friends or, community about whatever went on here, she's going to say that I tried to leave. So kind of to, reserve her own pride. So I really can't stay, but baby, it's cold outside. So she's with him on the fact that he's like, hey, it's cold outside. You should just stay here where it's warm. We could have a good time together. Because the part where they say, but baby, it's cold outside, like they're saying it together. So there's an understanding there. I think there's a certain lyrical handshake that goes on there. So let's listen to the other part of this.
I simply must go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is
But
no.
baby, it's cold outside.
The welcome has
How
been
lucky that you dropped
so
in.
nice and warm.
Look out the window at that storm.
My sister will be
Gosh, your lips look delicious.
My brother will be there at the door.
Waves up on a tropical
My
shore.
maiden aunt's mind is vicious.
Gosh, your lips are delicious.
Or maybe just a cigarette more.
Never such a blizzard before.
I've got to get
But
home.
baby, you'd freeze out there.
Say, lend me a coat.
It's up to your knees out there.
You've really been great.
I thrill when you touch my
But
hand.
don't you see?
How can you do this thing to me?
There's bound to be talk tomorrow.
Think of my lifelong
At
sorrow.
least there will be plenty implied.
If you got pneumonia and
I
die,
really can't
get
stay.
over that old doubt, baby.
Ah, but it's cold
outside. I really can't
But
stay.
baby, it's
Okay, let me stop this right here because something just happened that hasn't really been talked about. Okay, so at this point, let's go back and look at what the lyrics say. The lyrics, pull this back up real quick, guys. So the lyrics are, let me look. I simply must go. The answer is no. Your welcome has been so nice and warm. So right there, she's saying that she's been having a great time, right? She's I don't think it's just a simple glad hand. I think she's saying that it's, the term so nice and warm. I mean, I think there's some kind of underlying motivation there. My sister will be suspicious. My brother will be there at the door. My maiden aunt's mind is vicious, but maybe just a cigarette more. So she's thinking about how people are going to be talking about her if she engages in this situation. And she's talking about how she may be judged and, not looked at it such a pure way anymore if she were to engage in this situation. And so then she says, well, maybe just a cigarette more. So throughout the song, she keeps finding reasons to stay around. He obviously is not in a big hurry to leave. It doesn't seem like her motivation at all here. There's bound to be talk tomorrow. At least there will be plenty implied. So again, she's going back to people are going to be talking. She's worried about what people are going to be saying about her. And that's just the type of environment that they lived in back then. And just because our culture has changed now, and there's, people are saying that this song won't survive in the Me Too movement. It shouldn't be played during the Me Too times or whatever it is. And I'm not trying to say anything against women's rights, but I think there's an overstep here. And we've done this quite a bit. And this is kind of the first time I really spoke out on it. But we're overstepping how we can dictate our past in accordance to what our present is, what our present time is, and that I don't know what that looks like in the future. We went through this thing, and I really supported it when we were taking down the statues of the Southern soldiers and generals that fought in the Civil War. I think it was the Robert E. Lee statue they took down, a couple other ones that were removed, but I was really for that back then. But now I'm looking at things a little different, because to know where you're going, you have to know where you've been. And I think that's a statement that a lot of us have implied over our lives at some point. And we know that we made a lot of mistakes in the past, in the way that our social practices, our political practices, religious practices. We know that we've made a lot of mistakes in our journey, in the journey of the human species. But it's not to say that we should just take those away because maybe it offends somebody now because we suddenly have these new terms and this new way of thinking. I mean, we're still relatively the same society, and I don't think this is something that we can just sweep under the rug and get rid of. I mean, this is a really great song, and one of the things that people aren't talking about when it comes to this song is the second half, because you only hear the first half of the original song on the radio. That's the only part they play. What a lot of people don't know is on the back end of this is another half of this song. And in the second half of the song, the roles are reversed, right? So now you have the female trying to get the guy to stay. So let's give that a listen for a minute. And then you tell me how you think that this song is offensive and strictly a patriarchal, white male, sexist way. Because it's being taken out of context completely. Also, I'm going to post a link to this video in the description when I upload this video to YouTube, because even though we're live on Facebook now, and I'm going to go back and see if we're getting some comments and try to answer some questions, but I'm going to post a link to the video. So I want you guys to go and watch it. And also, when you're watching, I want you to recognize the class difference here. Sorry about that. So I want you to recognize the class difference here, because in the first part where the guy is trying to get the woman to stay, right? they are obviously more upper class than than the couple in the second half. Shut the door, sweetie. Thank you. That's what happens when you try to go live in my house. Um, so in the second half, okay, so when you all go watch the video, sorry, when you go watch the video, pay attention because in the first half, where the lady's really worried about her reputation as a female in that day's society and what their role was, um, they didn't have a lot of say so over their sexuality, the reproductive process. I mean, things were a lot different then. So even if she wanted to say yes, she really couldn't because of the standards of society back then. And I think when you look at this video and you see the second half, you're going to see the class shift because the first couple is obviously more upper class, right? Or at the very least, upper middle class. And the second couple is obviously isn't. I mean, you look at the material the guy's suit is made out of, the type of dress that the woman is wearing. It's like an everyday dress, but they obviously just had an evening together in almost the same manner. So let me play that for you so you know that I'm not bullshitting and there really is a second half to this song. So here you go. The second half to Baby It's Cold Outside that you never hear on the radio.
I really can't
But
stay.
baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
Been hoping that you'd drop
so
in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands. They're just like
My
ice.
mother will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your
And
hurry?
father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace
So
roar.
really I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't hurry.
Maybe just a little drink more.
Put some records on while I pour.
The neighbors might
But baby,
think.
it's bad out there.
Say what's in this
No
drink.
cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew
Your
how
eyes are like stars
to
right
break
now.
the spell.
I'll take your hat. Your hair looks
I ought to
wet.
say no, no,
Mind if I
senor.
move in
At least
close?
I'm going to say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my
I
pride?
really can't
Oh,
stay.
baby, don't hold out,
Oh,
baby.
but it's cold outside. You simply must go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is
But
no.
baby, it's cold outside.
The greeting has
You're
been
lucky that I dropped
so
in.
nice and warm.
Look out the window at that
Your
store.
sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, your lips look
Your
delicious.
brother will be there at the door.
Waves upon a tropical shore.
Your maiden aunt's mind is vicious.
Gosh, your lips are delicious.
Maybe just a cigarette
Never
more.
such a blizzard before.
You've got to go
But
home.
baby, I'd freeze out there.
I'll lend you my
It's
comb.
up to my knees out there.
You've really been grand,
Thrill when you touch my.
but don't you see?
How can you do this thing to me?
There's bound to be talk tomorrow.
Think of your lifelong
At least there will be plenty
If I
implied.
caught pneumonia and died,
Really can't
get
stay.
over that old out,
Oh,
baby.
but it's cold outside.
Okay, so there you have it. There is the second half of the song. If you've never heard it before, go and look the video up. I think it'll change your mind if you feel like that is an offensive song and that it should be banned from the radio. I think if you went and maybe even watched the whole musical. I haven't watched the whole musical. I heard it's wonderful. But I urge you to go watch it, and I think it'll change your mind on how you're viewing this song, because it's a two-sided song. We only get half of the version of it, and it's taken out of context. So, before we go banning things off of the radio that's been a part of our culture for, 60 years or better, think about its context. Go and look it up. Do some fact checking. Do some research. Often you'll find that you may be wrong about things. So I'm going to end here. Again, join us tonight. If you like what you see here, go ahead and click that subscribe button on the YouTube channel and pull this up for you so you can see what it looks like. Again, we're on Instagram at Out of the Armchair Podcast, all one word, and we're also on Twitter on the handle of @armchair. Again, hate the handle, but it's the one they gave me. So Hope you guys have a great day. Hope this can provoke some thoughts. We'll be live tonight with Aaron Mishler. Be sure to join in. I'm sure we can touch this subject and maybe answer some questions you might come up with. All right, everybody. Well, have a good day, and I will see you later.